Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at ApeCoin, seeing what's going on. We're going to talk a little bit about this most recent increase as well as potential future increases or decreases and see what that looks like. Mainly because I got a request from my community members here. Thank you, Satoshi Sancho, for requesting I cover this here. I'll go ahead and be sure to check this out, obviously, and send this through our Discord. I have a, we got a YouTube videos section here that shows all of my analysis videos here, so always be sure to check that out if you're part of our community. If not, that's okay too. Be sure to jump on in there and help us grow the community. Discord's a great place for us all to interact. Same thing with Twitter as well. Very last thing that's really important right now is this King's Cup Global Invitational. We got an awesome opportunity there. So for all my community members who are using this exchange, fantastic opportunity. Between now and the 31st of August, basically the next 3 days, you can register for a futures trading competition, upwards of $2.5 million in trading revenue, or bonuses rather, through that. Okay, again, there's awesome opportunities for spot and demo trading as well, or copy trading. You want to get your feet wet, but really cool stuff here from BingX. Thanks again so much for offering that to our community. So when it comes to Ape, what we want to talk about is a few things here. First of all, we got the retracement levels here pulled up for Fibonacci. And just to kind of explain to you what I'm doing here, I took the most recent high to the most recent low and getting us perspective on what's going on here. Because you got to keep in mind, in the last, 7-10 trading days, we've seen Bitcoin be stuck on pretty much stupid. So it's going straight sideways here, for lack of better terms, when ApeCoin's going down. Now, the question is, why is that happening, right? A lot of folks are curious about it. And a lot of times it's mostly just liquidity grabs, because oftentimes these previous liquidity areas here are swept. Okay, so it's getting that slow sweep here to the downside. We might be reaching our bottom. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But if we take a look here, of course, at the liquidity, we can see we're in that liquidity zone right now, where the price action is essentially holding strong. I wouldn't say super strong because obviously it's decreased for a little bit, but we finally hit that tentative bottom. So $1.38 appears to be the most recent bottom. Okay, so let's talk about what could happen and what the TA looks like on this coin. Okay, so simply put, we don't have a lot of significance here with the MACD converging. Yes, it's starting to swing upwards, but that's just very par for the course when the price action goes sideways and down like this for a little while. Okay, so even the smallest little increase will cause it to happen. So I'm not super sold on that. A lot of coins right now are converging on the MACD, and it doesn't mean a lot. Okay, so unless you see that like on the 4 hour, for example, it's not the greatest swing trading tool that you can utilize. Okay. That being said, we take a look here at the 4 hour, the daily here, RSI. We are finally bouncing off 30. We've done this a few times though. If you take a look at the past, we saw a bounce off 30 on the RSI when the price action hit its lowest point there, initial liquidity sweep at about 173. Previous liquidity sweep there at about 181. So anytime the price comes down to this lower level here, we see a bounce and a slight recovery of that liquidity level. So statistically speaking here, if the last two liquidity grabs have been 30 on the RSI and an inevitable bounce to the upside, what's to stop it right now from going up as well? Okay, so again, we have a decent probability here that the price action should continue higher based on that statistical probability. But again, you want to look at a lot of different factors and kind of see what's going on. So let's look at the 4 hour, see if there's any indication here, proof in the pudding, you could say, as to whether or not this is going to continue. So let's take a look at some moving averages and see. We are testing the 50-day SMA, likely going to break above that unless the price pulls back significantly. We've got this 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level at $1.48, holding fairly strong as potential resistance, but it could also work as a support once we break through there. You got to keep in mind we have a decent amount of volume just above the current price action. So if the price does run, it might run into some issues there at the 0.5 Fibonacci level. That's the most common place for the price to average itself out. So I would say 150 would make a lot of sense for the price to get back in that range. But how soon will it get there? It's hard to say specifically. I think we're going to probably retest that in the near future. But once again, we just need to acknowledge that is a support and resistance zone, and that we got to kind of be patient, if you will. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards a long position here than a short, just because it does feel like, even though it is all overextended, I think we're more likely to continue to average ourselves out here at this level and continue higher. That being said, let's take a quick look at the RSI. Okay, so let's make this a little easier to see. With the RSI, we can see we're trending closer to 70, but above 50. We haven't been above 50 in a while. And if we take a look previously, when the price action was above 50, it was right here at this level on August 6th. So let's take a look at August 6th. We can see the price action was right here when the price broke above 50 in the RSI. Okay, inevitably it went up there within the next couple of trading days. Okay, so again, I'm just giving you some indications as to what to look for. Is it 100% probability the price is going to shoot up because we're above 50 on the RSI in the 4 hour? No, but that does help, and it does include the fact that we are above 30 on the RSI on the daily, and those are all factors that allow for the price to swing up now that we've swept majority of this liquidity. There could be one more leg down, so keep in mind the price could come down a little bit further, but the likelihood of it coming up from here is greater. Okay, so keep this in mind. The price has gone pretty much from 163 to a lowest point of 133, roughly, 138 in the last 2 weeks. Bitcoin has gone straight sideways since then. All right, so understanding the correlation there and the fact that it's got an inverse pairing there implies we could see further downside as well. Please recognize that if you take a long position, I would recommend multiple entries to be on the safe side. That being said, 4 hour looks fairly decent here. We got the convergence of MACD. We got the 4 hour RSI up over 50, but not testing 70 yet. We got more room for growth. And once again, we are at this position where we're above, tentatively, the 50 and the 20. Okay, so keep this in mind too. The 20-day SMA is a trend setter. All right, so if we see this little trend here, the 20-day SMA is effectively showing us that we are regressing below. And now that we've broke above that level, we can assume that the price will continue higher than it will go lower. Okay, because we've broken this trend. So this first step in breaking a descending trend is to establish a higher low or a higher high. We've established a higher high so far. You can see that here with that most recent 145 resistance, which implies that 145 is the new support if the price pulls back. Okay, just some little things you can kind of extract there on certain time frames. Very last thing to look at would be the hourly. We got our TD sequential getting closer to an overextended state. And then, of course, we got the Ichimoku cloud telling us we got green lights. But once more, right here at this 144, 145 range, we see the cloud averaging itself out. Okay, so that does imply the price pulls back. We will see likely support at that range. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll send this out as a potential playout chart on my my Twitter essentially, and also Telegram as well. Those are both linked down below, just so you can kind of see what we would expect moving forward. Kind of a snapshot of what we got going on here. So again, be sure to check that out. I send that also through our Discord as well with our playout charts and just important things to kind of be mindful of. So what do you think is going to happen? Comment below, let us know. Love to hear it and see what your feedback is. And obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below if you want to jump on over there and join my trade signals. We are highly profitable there, but honestly, lately, a lot of our trades are kind of going sideways, waiting for Bitcoin to make a move. So truth be told, coins like this are more likely to move than some of the other standard coins right now. I think we're more likely to see an increase now that we're up over that 0.382 FIB. All right, folks, thanks again for joining me here. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.